Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. After we had to pause Space Month last week to finish the 1991 World Series, we're headed back to space this week and exploring our solar system as we play SpaceCorp 2025 to 2300 AD from GMT Games. Our objective here is to build up the most profitable corporation over up to 3 eras, but we're only going to play through 2 in this video. So let's move over to the main game area and check the shot over there. Everything's all set over here. I've got the yellow bases in a draw cup over here. We're playing everything in purple today, so let's look at so we've got our various bases down here, along with our progress wheel. And then the board is all set up to go. We've also got our contracts over here. We've got our 7 contracts. First is first produce action. Second is 4 Lagrange bases, so anything that says Lagrange point, that's what it's talking about there. 4 non-Lagrange bases is everything else. First base on Mars, so when we come up here to North Mars and South Mars, that's what they're looking at there. Genetics cube is advanced 2 spaces. That's the, let me tip back down, that's the orange cube on the progress wheel. The black one is for breakthrough, which will come in later. Cards in 3 infra slots. You may have seen the infra slots on the board on our board. That's what they're talking about there. And bases in 5 regions. So each of these bordered areas is what would be considered a region. Now we need to flip over our offers to start the game. So our first offer that we have to choose from is a cargo pod, which would give us a move 1 or a build 1. Next offer, science module, move 1 or explore 1. Third offer is another cargo pod and another science module. So basically we'll be taking cards and adding up the total of whatever action we take, and depending on the total of that, that's how many spaces we can potentially move or build, or whatever action we decide to take. So I think that's everything set up here, so let's get into this game. The competition will start off by taking the first turn. So for their first turn, they're using the discovery, the section, wait a second. No, I think we do want the Planeteers deck, right? Yes, the Planeteers deck for the competition. Okay. So they're going for a discovery, but they don't have anywhere to discover right now. So they make progress on contract 1. Actually, I think they just... Okay, so yeah, they make progress on that. The next time that comes up, they will flip that over. Let me just double check that because it has been a while. We're going to do site action. Okay, if neither can be carried out, so discard it and draw another competition card. If either or both can be carried out. If there's at least... Okay, hold on. The discovery step is conducted if there's at least 1 Explorer empty box at a site occupied by a competition team, but there is no competition team out right now, so they don't get that, which means they get a competition team on the first produce action contract. Okay, so I think for my turn, so now we've got that sorted out, I think for my turn, I'm going to take a research action. Or am I? Yes, I am going to take a research action. So I'm going to take I'm going to take both of the cargo pods because I can get some movement around and I should be able to build some bases pretty quickly. So I get to take a research action of up to 2. Next offer coming out for 1 is another cargo pod. And for offer 3 is a chemical drive. Move 1 and may upgrade as infra means I could play this to one of my infra slots, but I don't have a card to draw. I don't have a card to play there. So since I have less than four cards in hand, 4 or fewer cards. Okay, so drawing from this, my next offer is another science module. That's not completely unwelcome. And then taking the turn for the competition, they will find offers 2 and 3. So those 2 will get discarded. I wouldn't have minded grabbing that chemical drive. So replacing those will be another chemical drive and another science module. Okay, so if I want to move up to Luna, actually, you know what I'm going to do for a better idea? I'm actually going to play my chemical drive down as infra, setting up so I can do some movement next turn. And then since I have 3 or fewer cards in hand again, I will draw up. So here I will draw a cargo pod, which we took. So we've actually got 3 in hand now. Then moving over to the competition, they are moving a competition team up to Luna. Unfortunately, we have designs on going there as well, but we need to add 2 gravity for leaving Earth. Actually, if we're moving within the same region, do we even need a move card? So 1 to lift off. So we don't need to. So we need a total of 4 gravity to get 4 move to get from Earth to Luna, which means we need to get. So we need 2 to lift off from Earth, plus another 1, and then another 1 to land there. We've got 2 from the infra, and I will use 2 cargo pods for my other 2 move to move one of my teams from Earth to Luna. And I'm going to try to explore that next round if I can. So drawing from my deck next, I will find another chemical drive, so I can put that down as another move infra. Then drawing for the competition, they will find offers 2 and 4. So once again, we lose a chemical drive and a science module. Then replacing for offer 2, we find a survey pod, which is Explore 1, and you can upgrade that as infra. And Intercept, that's an edge card. Move 3 or on edge, play at the beginning of your turn, take 2 turns in a row. But I think that works differently when the Automa reveals that. What is that? Intercept. Competition takes another turn, so they're going to draw another card. They will find Solar Lagrange Point 4. So they're moving a team out to Solar Lagrange Point 4. And then that's it for their turn. For my turn, I'm going to use a science module to explore on Luna, which means I get an Explore 1. We're going to explore 1 tile. So here I will find Exotic Elements, which gives me a profit and production 1. Which means now I have the option of building a base there. So purple advances by 1 profit. And then since I only have 2 cards in hand, I will draw. So hopefully this is a build. Let's find out what it is. Near Space Probe. Move to or place a discovery tile on an empty site and gain any immediate awards. Okay, then taking the competition's next turn, they will find Luna. So they are building a base there, which means when they build a base, obviously my team comes off. But do I get anything for building the base there? I think so, but I wouldn't swear to it. Competition actions. Okay. So site with a discovery tile. Remove the team and... Okay, so competition team present. Site with a discovery tile, remove the team and place a competition base. So my team gets bumped back to Earth. Looks like I don't get anything when they build the base. So we go into the draw cup there. And they're putting down a spaceport there. And I believe, let's see, spaceport site is not a Lagrange point, so they don't get the spaceport bonus there. Alright, well that kind of screwed up my turn more than a little bit. So I think we're going to... I actually don't know what we're going to do yet. Actually, I take that back. Let's upgrade the chemical drive as infra so I can keep improving my move. Then since I only have 2 cards in hand, I will draw. Genome Accelerator, Research 2 or Genetics 1. That could be useful. Let's see what the competition's doing here. They are sending a team all the way up to North Mars. Oh, that's delightful. So they've got a team up there already. Then for my turn, let's see, I would need a... Let's see, I would need 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to Sisyphus, if I were to do that. So actually, let's go ahead and use a near space probe to place a discovery tile on Sisyphus and get any rewards immediately. So the tile I'll get here is another exotic element, which will give me another profit. And then I'll draw a card, so I will draw. Solid nuclear drive. Ooh, move 2 or explore 1, and I can upgrade that as infra. That's definitely a thing I can do and probably will. Next turn for the competition is Lunar Lagrange Point 5. So they're moving a competition team over here. Okay, and I think with that in mind, I will go ahead and put the solid nuclear drive down since I can upgrade that as infra. And now I've got cards in 3 infra slots. So I fulfill contract 6 and go up to 4 profit. The Automa will be drawing another card, so they will draw 1 discovery and contract 6. So they do have a discovery on, I believe when they take a discovery action, so they can conduct that if there's at least an empty team. Okay, if there's a team there. So they will get an Explore 2. They will find water, 1 profit and base -1. So one profit for the competition, and the base costs 1 less. They don't get contract 6 though because I just fulfilled that one. Let's see. If I'm going to build a base on Sisyphus, I'm going to need some build. So I think... Do I think I want to... Well, I've got 4 move base, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go... I've got 4 moves, so I need 2 to lift off from Earth. Actually, I need a total of 3 to lift off from Earth. 4, 5 to get to Lagrange Point 5. I think we're going to research for 2 cards. I'm going to take this Intercept and a cargo pod. And then replacing offer 1 will be excavators, explore 1 or build 2. And replacing offer 4 will be heavy lifter, move 2 or build 2. And then I get to draw a card as well, so I will draw another heavy lifter. Which isn't terrible, especially if I'm going to try to get up to Sisyphus and build a base there. So for the competition's next turn, they are going to either Solar Lagrange Point 2 or South Mars. They go to the first destination they can get to, which is Solar Lagrange Point 2. So they're out there. And then for my next turn, I am going to use the Intercept along with my... Actually, what am I doing here? They've got a base there on North Mars. Question is, can I get to South Mars to maybe surprise them on that? Because I should have... Actually, I need another Explorer. I think we're going to play this at the beginning of my turn and take 2 turns in a row. Let's see. Then I would need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to South Mars. I've got 4 already. Unfortunately, it's going to take most of my build, which is probably still worth it. So we're going to go 7. We're going to go for a total of 7 move to go all the way up to South Mars. Actually, better idea, I think, is going to be to go to... Better idea, let's actually go to Sisyphus, since I only need 1 more move after that, and I can keep at least 1 build point in hand. 1 more build point in hand. So we're actually going to use a cargo pod to go over to Sisyphus instead. Then I will draw, hopefully, a build. It's a build module, build 1, and I can upgrade that as infra, but I'd rather have more movement as infra. So I've got just enough move to be able to build a base there. And what can I build with a base there? I could build a... I don't want to build an industrial base there because that won't... Because there's nothing else in that region, so there's no point there. I could build a refinery. Well, I've got a few options that I could do here. I could build a research base there. I can't build a spaceport there, so I can build a... Okay, so I can build an industrial, refinery, or research base there. And I've got 4 builds that I'm going to use, but I'm trying to decide what base I want to build. The offers actually aren't bad, so I'm going to build a research base there and take the heavy lifter. And then replacing that in the offers is a near space probe, which we saw earlier. Then, since I only have 2 cards in hand, I'll draw, so I will draw another solid nuclear drive, which could be useful to upgrade one of my chemical drives. Then for the competition, they are taking offers 2, 3, and 4, which is a pity because I was hoping to get that near space probe. So everything there is gone. And then we'll replace that. Then replacing offer 2 is a core driller, which is produce 1 or explore 2. Next up, genome accelerator, research 2 or genetics 1. And another core driller. All right, so here I think we're going to take a research action. We're going to take research 2. I'm going to take the genome accelerator, and I'm going to draw a card. So I will draw processors, which have produced 1 or build 2. And then replacing offer 3 will be another build module. Looking over to the competition's turn, they... Wait a minute, what's the icon there? I just now saw that. Show the symbol for the current era instead of action or edge. An indication of which cards are to be discarded. Colored icons for action types. Okay. So we're matching on production, but I don't think anything had production. Okay, so we're clear there. They gain a profit for each one of those they discard. Okay, so we just took our research action, and then, okay, so, wait. Okay, no, never mind. We draw another card. So we're back to the competition. They are sending a team up to South Mars. They've got teams all over the place here. I think here we are going to go ahead and upgrade one of the chemical drives with another solid nuclear drive, so I've got more move there. And since I'm down to 4 cards, I will draw a card, so I will draw another set of excavators. Then looking for the competition, they have a team on South Mars, so they will get an... do they get the Explorer tile, or do they just place the base? I think they... So competition team is present. Site with an empty Explorer box. Okay, so they do get the Explorer tile, and then they place a base. So the Discovery tile here. There's another set of exotic elements, but this time is a 2-profit, production 1, and base +1, which doesn't matter for them, but they do get to place another base there, which will also give them the first base on Mars contract. They're putting a biolab base there, which I don't think is a matching base for them. It is not a matching base, fortunately. But the team comes off, and they do get the first base on Mars contract, which also gives them 3 profits. So they're up to 6, we're up to 4. And I've got that genetics cube marker that I can take anytime I want it. With 5 movement, I think we're going to send a team to... I've also got enough build that I can go build a base on Halley's Comet if I want to, and I think... Well, while I think about this, I am going to take a small break. I think we are going to go ahead with the plan to send a team out to Halley's Comet. We've got more than enough base move in the infrastructure, so we can just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't draw a card, which is actually a good thing because the deck is getting very low for the Mariners deck. As for the Automa's next turn, they're taking offers 1, 2, and 4 and checking for any move cards, but there are no move cards in offers 1, 2, and 4. Excavators, core driller, and 2 core drillers go away. Replacing an offer 1, we find a build module, which we have in offer 3. Replacing offer 2, processors, produce 1 or build 2, and an offer 4, construction rover to build 2 or explore 2. Alright, and then since we've got 2 explore in the infrastructure, but we only need 1 to explore up at Halley's Comet, we're going to go ahead with that plan. So our explore tile here is abundant ores. produce 0, base -2, which is actually going to be very helpful to build a base out there. Because now we only need one of these build cards to build a base there. As for the competition, they are building a base on North Mars. So they send the team back, and now they're building a base. They're building an industrial base there. I don't think that's a matching base for them, but let me look. Industrial has water, so it actually is a matching base. Place a competition team at an unoccupied site in the same region. So they're going to place a team on Phobos. That was kind of an unwelcome surprise, but nothing we can do there. What we can do, however, is we can take a build action, and I'm going to use a set of excavators since our base is reduced by 2 at Halley's Comet, and we're going to build another. I'm going to build another research base there. And I'm going to take the construction rover. Then replacing that, and then replacing offer 4. There's another heavy lifter, move to or build to, which I think I've got another one of those in hand. Yes, I do. Okay. Then next up for the Automa, they are discarding offers 1 and 3. So 2 build modules are going away. And replacing offer 1 we have Sabotage. Uh-oh. It's got an edge here too. It's a build 3 or at the beginning of any turn, name an action. Until the start of your next turn, that action can't be taken. When Sabotage comes out here, choose one of your teams at a site without a base, if any. Relocate it to a site with one of your bases, but I've got both my teams out at sites with bases, so that doesn't do anything. And replacing offer 3, reusable solid nuclear drive, which is a move 3. And we may upgrade that as infra. So that might be something good to grab as a research action. I could replace the chemical drive with that, and I think... Do I think I can risk having that go away? I think we can probably risk that. So I'm going to move my team from Sisyphus up to Deimos, because I've got plenty of build in hand. Exploring will be our first order of business there, though. Next up for the competition, they are going for 1 discovery and contract 6. Discovery, I believe, requires them to have a team there if they're taking a discovery action. They're occupied by a competition team. Yep, so they can explore on Phobos. Which means they are getting a natural wonder for another 2 profit. So they're up to 8 profit. Okay, now do we take the research action? And I think the answer is we wait. Can we afford to wait 1 more turn though? I think the answer is I think rather than chance it, I'm going to take a research action now. I'm going to grab the reusable solid nuclear drive and the what else do I want here? Nothing is horribly expensive to build right now, and I've got a fair amount of build in hand. But I think we're going to take the heavy lifter. Yes, we're going to take the heavy lifter. Not that I think we're going to need a lot of movement here. So first up we find on offer 3, survey module, explore 1 or build 1 that can be upgraded as infra, and Another heavy lifter. Moving over to the competition, their next action is another discovery and contract 6, which they can't do that. So they discard that and draw again. Sisyphus or Halley's Comet. Both of which have my bases there, so they can't do that either. Phobos or Deimos. I believe if they have a competition team on Deimos, on Phobos, they would build a base there, wouldn't they? So if it's a site action, yes, competition team is present, and they remove the team and place a base. Okay, so they remove the team from Phobos and place a base on Phobos, which is unfortunate for us. They're putting a research base there. Let's see what research bases do for... So if I have more profit than the competition, they gain 1, except they have more profit. So they get the profit there. Then I will take an explore action on Deimos to explore there. So actually my discovery here, once it decides to focus, is more abundant ores. Base cost -2, which means that comes down to 3 again. And then for the competition, they're taking offers 3 and 4. Good thing we grabbed that solid nuclear... Good thing we grabbed... What did we grab? Good thing we grabbed the reusable solid nuclear drive when we did. Offer 3 more processors. And offer 4... another heavy lifter. Let's see. As for me, I'm going to use a pair of heavy lifters to build a base on Deimos. And once again, I can build a... It's got a P0, so I could build an industrial there. There, but that seems like a waste. Same situation with refinery. My throat was getting very dry there. I think we're just going to build another research base there. And I'm going to take a produce? Yes. I'm going to take a produce action. Then replacing that in offer 3 will be another survey module. Then moving to the competition. They're taking offers 3 and 4. So I need to be careful here, since they're getting ready. Since the deck's getting ready to run out here. Offer 3 is another solid nuclear drive, and offer 4 is a hack. Let me see what happens. Wait a minute. That should be in this deck. Okay. So when a hack comes out from here, discard. Oh no! All research cards from my hand and offer boxes. That hurts. Because I was going to use the 2 genome accelerators on my next turn to get that genetics cube contract. That is very unfortunate. Yeah. Fortunately, there are none in the offers box, so that kind of screwed my plans up. Next card up, Survey Pod with an Explore 1. Well, that kind of changed my turn here. I can still get another contract, though, but I think we're going to upgrade the chemical drive into a reusable solid nuclear drive. And then we'll draw, because we do have 3 cards in hand, another reusable solid nuclear drive. That really hurt. Then for the competition's next turn, they are discarding offers 1, 2, and 3, and they do have a production action that matches. We're also going to be out of cards in the era here, so we can only replace offers 1 and 2. Next up, we've got a salvage, which is a produce 1, or what does the edge do on salvage? Competition gains 1 profit, then discards all start cards from the offer, but there are none there. So they go up to 9 profit, and poach. Oh boy. Choose and discard half the cards in my hand rounded down. It's also an Explore 2. So I have to discard 2 cards in hand. I'm going to discard the Processors and the Construction Rover. So now that my deck's empty, we have one more turn before the era ends, which I'm going to use Processors to produce at Sisyphus, which has got a production icon on it. So I'll gain a profit, then I'll gain the contract for the first produce action, and I'll gain 2 profit for that. And then that's the end of the era, so what all goes into that? This occurs, you take one more turn without any intervening competition turn, then the era ends. Okay, so when we continue play, competition gets bonus production, which is the competition-based discovery pair with the highest production value, which is competition-based discovery pair with the highest current production value, which looks to be the exotic elements on South Mars with 1, so they're up to 10. Then I can choose a discovery on the tile, a discovery tile on the board that's accompanied by a production number. So I'll take the research base for exotic elements that's got a production number on it, and I'll keep that as legacy production. And continue to produce, okay. Cards played as info remain on my HQ. Remove everything else from play. Then all pieces from the board. Return bases to the holding box on the HQ. Any base and legacy production set aside, yada yada yada. First Beyond was never taken. Okay. So I'm actually going to do all of the setup for this off camera, and then we'll come back with the board ready to go for Era 2. As you can see, moving into the Planeteers era, the board has changed slightly. So now, whereas in the Mariners era, we were in the immediate proximity of Earth and the Moon, now we're into the greater solar system, so we were starting to explore out toward the gas giants, so Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then we've got our various sites there. We also have the addition of the sideboard now, where we get breakthroughs and adaptations. I would have been set up to grab one of these pretty quickly going into the phase, but that hack really damaged my plan there. So we'll take a look at the adaptations and breakthroughs. The adaptations we gain, I'll tip down for a second. The adaptations we gain when the orange block gets all the way around the progress wheel. The breakthroughs we get when the black one moves around. So looking at the probes here, or the adaptations, I should say, the breakthroughs and the adaptations. So our first adaptation is low body mass, where our move actions gain move 5, and given that we're starting to get into some major distances that we need to cover, that could be handy. We've also got energy efficient, where your build actions gain build 3. There's also a profit marker on here, where if you're the first to take a profit, or to take a breakthrough or an adaptation, you get profit for that. The second one won't give you profit. Then we've got sensory focus for our next adaptation. Whenever you draw an E3 or primary discovery tile, draw 2 instead. choose one to implement and put the other back on top of its draw pile. Then we've got radiation resistant. A prerequisite is any other adaptation. Your move and build actions are shielded from radiation. It may be hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in on the board. But as we start moving out into the greater solar system, I'm going to zoom there. We've actually got a note for once we get past the asteroid belt, where now we have to worry about radiation. So we can still move out there, but again, we do have to be worried about radiation. If we take something that's unshielded, we lose 2 profit from that. Anything from a shield factory, anything that originates from a shield factory is automatically considered to be shielded. So we will need to keep an eye on that. Shield factories need to have water on them, so I do need to keep an eye on discoveries when I get out there. So we'll watch out for that. Then we've got our breakthroughs. Research actions from quantum mechanics. Research actions gain research 1. Then we've got energy fields, where all bases are considered to be secure bases in addition to their other type. Secure bases, we gain a profit for each base in this region belonging to an opponent, but we don't get that if any player has a secure base built there. Okay. And then our last network, or last breakthrough, is probe network. Explore actions gain explore times 2. That'll be probably something more related to Starfarers, but we're not going to play Starfarers in this video. So we do need to reveal our first 4 offers. We'll take a look at the starting 2 cards in hand, and then we'll be ready for the competition to take the first turn. So first offer up is Engineers. Explore 2 or build 3. Next up we've got Closed gas core nuclear booster, move 4 that we can upgrade as infra. Next up, we've got Science booster, move 4 or explore 1. And Survey drones, explore 2 that I can upgrade as infra. Looking at my start cards in hand, I've got Grown Mesh, which is a build 2 or shielded 1 that can be upgraded as infra. And a closed gas core nuclear booster. Move 4 that I can use as infra. So that's actually very cool. Well, that's going to be kind of a question on what I want to do with the infra, but since nobody took the first Beyond marker in Mariners, the competition still gets to take the first turn. So, no benefits there. First turn for the competition is going to be Interamnia. So they're going to send a team out here. As for me, I think we're going to send a team. We've got plenty of move here. So I'm going to send a team to... let's send a team up to Vesta. And then since I only have 2 cards in hand, we'll draw a card from the deck. So I will draw another Grown Mesh, which we don't necessarily need that yet, but I do want to keep an eye on being able to potentially upgrade that. Maybe I definitely want to get some shielded move into my infrastructure, into my HQ. We'll see what happens there. As for the competition, it does not want to focus today. There we go. Are going to Ganymede. So we'll send a team up to Ganymede, one of Jupiter's moons. Then we're going to take an immediate Explore on Vesta. So we get an Explore 1 tile, so we will find Abundant Ores with a production of 1 and a base cost -1. Unfortunately, no water, so we can't produce a shield factory there, but I think I want that shield factory a little bit more forward anyway. Next action, or next offer that we draw, another closed gas core nuclear booster. All right, we can probably upgrade one of those into the infrastructure over the reusable solid nuclear drive. Then for the competition, they are going for 2 discoveries and contract 6. So since they can only get 1 contract, I should also mention that the contracts have changed slightly in Planeteers. So before we continue with the turn, and I need to double check that, but okay, so contract 6. All right, so the Planeteer's contracts are 2 progress cards, which is basically any of these, 4 asteroid bases, so anything within the asteroid belt, bases in 3 regions beyond Jupiter, so anything beyond Jupiter, 2 bases beyond Uranus, which is all the way up here, 3 bases in 1 region, which there are a couple of places we can do that, non-start Planeteer cards in 3 infra slots. So to make sense of that, anything that's got a start in the lower right corner is what's considered a start card. And then bases on 4 sites containing water or life. And for contracts 2, 3, 5, and 7, when those contracts get fulfilled in Planeteers, the player who fulfills them will get the combined value of those. So they'll put a team on contract 6. Non-start Planeteer cards in 3 infra slots. Okay, so coming into my turn, I think I will upgrade the reusable solid nuclear drive into a closed gas core nuclear booster to give me more move in the infra, and that's a straight upgrade anyway. So now I'll draw another card from the deck. I will draw... Ooh, closed gas core nuclear drive, move 3 or shielded move 2, which I can upgrade as infra. That's actually very tempting to the point where I might actually swap that over the closed gas core nuclear boost to get some shielded move into my infra right off the bat. Next card up for the competition is offers 1 and 2. So the engineers and another closed gas core nuclear booster are going away. And then we replace those with engineers, explore 2 or build 3, and another grown mesh. Okay. I'd rather get some shielded build into my infra, so I'm going to use one of my grown mesh on an unshielded build. Am I? Yes, I am going to do that so I can build a base there. With a production number there, I can build... Right, so I can't build an attraction, I can't build a biolab. I can build an exploiter, but I would only get the P number plus its colony bonus, which I don't get. So basically that's a one-time production, which I don't want. Industrial, we might actually be building there, try to build on Hygeia. So an industrial base could be useful. A refinery for production. Research to take a card, but I don't think anything in the offers is that good right now. No. We can't build a shield factory because we don't have water. And with as much movement as we've got right now, we don't want a gravity penalty. So with as much move as we've got in there, a spaceport right now is kind of a waste. So I'm just going to build a refinery there, which will give me another production value. Okay, and then since I only have 3 cards in hand, I will draw. So I will draw a science booster, move 4 or explore 1. Then going for the competition's turn, I will find Vesta. So they're sending a team up to Vesta. They're just sending teams all over the place. Vesta is... Where in the world is Vesta? Oh, they can't do that because I've already got a base there now, so they can't do that action. So they will draw Palace, which they can get to. Right. Palace they can get there. Okay. Now, I do think the shielded move actually is worthwhile. So I'm going to discard the closed gas core nuclear booster and put down the put down a closed gas core nuclear drive, I should say, which it reduces my unshielded move, but it gives me shielded move. So an important thing to note there is as long as one of the pieces of move you're using has shielded on it, the entire move is considered to be shielded. So if I wanted to move from the inner solar system, say I wanted to go up to Titan as an example, I would need a total of 1, 2, 3. Actually, I would need 1 to lift off, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because of gravity to land on Titan. As long as one of my pieces has shield that I'm using, the entire 7 movement is considered to be shielded. So that's the importance of... The same thing will hold true for build as well. Once we use a shielded build, the entire build is considered to be shielded. And then drawing a card, since I only have 3 in hand, is Survey Drones, Move 4 or Explore 2. Alright, then looking at the competition, they... are trying to send a team to either Hygeia or Enceladus. They can get a team to Hygeia right here, which is where we were going. Well, I don't know if we were going there next, actually. If I'm going to build a spaceport, I want one a little further forward, which I think I will take advantage of that, and I'll send a team up to... Actually, where do I want a team here? Now that I've got shielded move, there's definitely an option there. Now that I've got shielded move, I could definitely put a team further forward, and I think I will send... I don't think we're getting asteroid bases, because as soon as 2 of those cards come up, then we're just going to, as soon as 2 cards in the asteroid base come up, we're going to have problems there. So I think we're going to use a shielded move. How much move do I need, though? And how far forward do I want to put this? Because I am looking at potentially trying to build a spaceport pretty far forward. So I think we're going to go... Let's see, we need 1 to lift off, 2, 3... Actually, 1 to lift off, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to put something on Europa? I think the answer there is... Yes, that's actually a pretty good starting point. So we're going to put a team on Europa, and then I've got 4 cards in hand, so I get to draw, which means I will draw. Microsplicers, build 4 or genetics 1. Okay, so I could potentially build a base there, and I've got grown mesh that I can use there. I need another explorer, which I've got in hand. Okay. Actually, I didn't realize I've got a straight upgrade on the solid nuclear drive, because I've got survey drones in hand. Next up for the competition, they are building the aforementioned base on Pallas. So since they have a competition team there, competition team is present, so it's an empty explore box. Draw and place a discovery tile, and then place a base. All right, so that's an E1 discovery tile for the competition. They are placing water there. That's unfortunate. They also gain a profit, and they'll place a base there. They're placing an exploiter there, which I don't think is a matching base. Does it have a production value? It does not. Actually, hold on. It has a production number, so it doesn't. Okay, so it's still not a matching base for them. Okay, good to know. Now, turning back to my turn, I am going to take the aforementioned straight upgrade on the solid nuclear drive and put down survey drones with a move 4 or explore 2. And then since I have 4 cards in hand, I'm going to draw a card, so I will draw Deep Space Probe, explore 3, or place a discovery site on an tile on an empty site. Gain any immediate awards. Okay. Then for the competition, they are going to A/SF and offers 2 and 3. Okay, let me double check what that translates to. Okay, let me... Oh, progress. If a progress action is marked with an asterisk, remove the indicated card only if the competition has already removed that progress card's prerequisite. Okay, so that's adaptation, sensory focus. Remove the indicated card only if the competition has already removed that progress card's prerequisite, so they will remove that. That's unfortunate. And offers 2 and 3. There's no production cards there. So I'll put that back there, which means the Grown Mesh and the Science Booster go away. So we'll replace those 2 cards in the offers. Replacing offer 2, Mobile Labs, which is Research 2 or Explore 2, and Survey Cyborgs, Explore 3 or Genetics 1. Okay. Then looking at my turn, I've got enough Explore in my HQ to explore Europa, so I'm going to take in Explore 3. Which means here I will find... The tile doesn't want to flip. Ooh! Abundant Water and Aqua Life. 2 profit and Genetics 1. So that's on Europa, which means I can build a shield factory there. That'll be very welcome. So I get 2 profit, which sends me up to 9, and I get to advance my genetics marker 1 cube, or 1 spot. I've got 5 cards in hand, so I don't get to draw up there. Next up for the competition, they are going to the lowest even site, which the lowest even site right now is Ceres. Alright, then looking for my turn, do I have enough build? I do have shielded build, and I've got enough to do it. Do I take a research action first? Because I really want to keep this micro splicer so I can use it on genetics. I think I will take a research action, so I'll use... Plus I actually need 4 build there. Which I could use... I don't want to lose the 2 profit that I just got from that base. So I think we are going to take a research action at Research 2. I'll take the Survey Cyborgs for sure, and the Engineers. And then replacing Offer 1... Competitors, build 4 or as an edge. When conducting an action this turn, you may use infra on up to 2 HQs, and opponents don't receive rewards for your infra use. That works a little bit differently in the base game, which I could play that at any time. The competition would lose 2. And an offer 3. Nuclear Mass Driver, move 5 or build 3. Before the competition takes their next turn, I do need to take a small break. Now that we've got that all sorted out, let's go into the competition's next turn. They are going for 2 discoveries and contract 6. So now they get contract 6, but they get 2 discoveries as well. So they get... This is exactly why I moved away from the asteroid belt very quickly. So they get... How do we determine which 2 sites they get? If there's a tie... At the highest numbered such site. Okay, so they're going to go to Ganymede first with an E3. They will find Alien Artifact. Okay. And then coming down in numbers, they're going to go to Interomnia next with an E1. Here they will find Special Discovery. So they draw an E2 there instead. Between the Interomnia, they will draw. Oh, come on! Get an E3 too? Are you kidding me? Delightful. So now they get an E3, and they find... Watch, this is going to be something totally awesome. Abundant ores and water, so they get a profit there. Delightful, which means they're up to 12. And we established that I need water to build at... Yep. Okay, so we're going to take a shielded... We're going to take a total of 4 build. And since I'm going to use the grown... I'm going to use... So this is what I'm talking about with the shielded. So you can see on the engineers and the grown mesh, I'm taking a total of 4 build. Because the grown mesh says shielded build, the entire build action is shielded. That's how that works, and I'm going to put a shield factory down on Europa. So anything I take from Europa is considered to be shielded. That's how that works. And then I am at 5 cards in hand, so I don't get to draw. Then looking at the competition's next turn, they are going to Iapetus, which is over here by around Saturn area. Okay, now I want to get moving a little bit more. So I think here we are going to take a shielded move from Vesta. But I want to start moving. I could probably start putting down another base in Jupiter. Except I don't actually have any build there. Actually, you know what I could do? I could advance my genetics cube and take energy efficient. That wouldn't be a terrible idea at all, but I think our first order of business is going to be to take a shielded move 6, which I'm using from my infrastructure. Let's see, 1, 2... Oh yeah, I'll have plenty of space to go from Vesta to Callisto. So that'll be my action for the turn. Then for the competition, they are going to break through on quantum mechanics, which means they remove that, and offers 1 to 3 with an edge icon. So with the icon that matches the edge, does it just trigger? Competition gains profit with an action. Okay, so they remove the quantum mechanics, which is unfortunate, and offers 1 and 3. So they gain a profit for the 1 edge card that they discarded. Then replacing offer 1, we have open gas core nuclear drive with move 6. I kind of like our infrastructure at the moment, and closed gas core nuclear open gas core nuclear boost with a shielded move 4 or shielded build 2. All right, so I think we are going to take a genetics action with genetics 2 to advance our genetics cube around, and we are going to take energy efficient. I want to be able to have guaranteed build 3, which gives me a profit since I was the first one to take that. And then since I only have 3 cards in hand, I get to draw, so I will draw. 0G Factory, build 4 or produce 1. Then for the competition's next turn, they We're waiting for the card to focus. Are going to IO, which is right up here, so they can get up to IO. Then we're going to take an Explore 3 there. Since we have enough Explorer in the HQ to get that, we will find Exomicrobes and Exotic Elements, 2 profit, production 2, genetics 1, and base plus 2. That's the only unfortunate thing, so bases will now cost 7. But I do get to advance my genetics marker 1, and I get 2 profit from that. I do have the shield factory, so I can take a shielded build in that region, but it now is going to cost me 7 build, which I have. And like I said, because of the shield factory, I can have it shielded. Which means, but I will also get to draw a card, so I will draw. And another open gas core nuclear booster. Okay, that's very cool. And then looking at the competition, they are taking offers 1, 2, and 3. Which I don't completely mind that. Except for losing the shielded stuff, but with the shield factory, as long as I'm working in Jupiter, there isn't as much I'm worried about there. So our next card up is a Survey Miner, Explore 3 or Produce 1. Next up, for offer 2, Clone Forge, Produce 1 or Genetics 1. And for offer 3, Hostile Microbes, Genetics 1 or how does the edge work on Hostile Microbes? Discard all genetics cards from your hand and offer boxes. Oh, come on. Okay, at least this time we don't have any genetics cards in hand, but we do have a genetics card from the offers. So actually, that I think would go away as well, because that's also a genetics card. Going back into offer 2, we find more survey drones, and in offer 3, Micromesh, Explore 2 or Build 3 that I may upgrade as infra. Okay, what does the Biolab do? And I'm pretty sure, yep, I can definitely build that. So I've got a build 7, and because of the shield factory at Europa, I'm going to take a build action in Callisto that is going to be shielded because of the shield factory. I'll build a Biolab there, which will let me advance my genetics marker 1 spot. Then I will draw, since I only have 4 cards in hand. Close gas core nuclear drive. Move 3 or shielded 2, or shielded move 2, which can be upgraded as infra. Okay. Drawing for the competition next, they will find Vesta or Interomnia. We've got a base on Vesta, but they can put a base down on Interomnia. So the team moves off, and they'll put a base down. Which is a shield factory of their own. Is that a matching base for them? Yep, it is. The competition gains a profit unless I have the radiation resistant to adaptation, which I don't, and or a shielded move and a shielded build infra. I've got a shielded build, but not a shield. I've got a shielded move, but not a shielded build. So they do get the profit from that. That is rather unfortunate, but no help for that. Coming into my turn next, with the competition team there, I think we can still move there, right? Yes, we should still be able to move there, so I'll have a shielded move as I move from Europa over to Io. Our next order of business will be building a base there most likely. We'll be trying to get a discovery there most likely. Then for, at least I believe we can land there with the competition team still on the planet. Let me just double check that real quick. Must always begin or end at a site with a base, okay? Figured that. Let me just double check here, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't say anything about we can't land on a site with a base, so I'm going to assume that we can. Because as long as there's not a base there, yeah, we should be able to land there. So now we can go into the competition's next turn. They going to Ceres or Pallas, so they will actually build a base on Ceres. This is an E1, so they will discover a natural wonder to give them 2 profit, but they also will get a base from that. So I'll give them their 2 profit, and then we'll draw a base. That's a research base, which doesn't have any prereqs, but they would gain a profit if we had more, but they don't. But they have more, so they don't get the profit. Then I am going to take an explore action to explore on Io. I've got more than enough in my infrastructure, so we will find abundant water. Ooh, and that's a base cost of 4. I get 2 profit. It's a base cost of 4 because the cost is reduced by 2. Do we have... We've got enough build to build it. And because the shield factory would be shielded there. So for the competition, they are taking offers 2 and 3. So the survey drones and the micromesh go away. I wouldn't have minded grabbing the survey drones, but I want to try to get some shielded build in my infrastructure. So replacing offer 2, another survey drones, and then for offer 3, intercept, move 6, or how did this work if the competition played it? Competition takes another turn. Okay. So we may be taking a research action next turn. Next up, for the competition, adaptation, low body mass, and offers 1 and 4, and they're looking for research actions. So they remove the low body mass, which I'm not that concerned about because I've got plenty of move right now in my infrastructure. And they take offers 1 and 4, looking for research. All right, replacing offer 1 is another closed gas core nuclear drive, and offer 4 is a nuclear mass driver. Move 5 or build 3. Let's see, do we want the... Radiation resistant, I could get that on my next genetics. I think we are going to take a research action here. So we're going to grab the survey drones and the intercept so I can take 2 turns in a row. Which is actually just another turn. So replacing offer 2 we find. Micromesh, explore 2 or build 3 as infra. And sabotage, build 4, or how does this work in the solo game? Play at the end of your turn, remove a competition team from a site or contract. Okay, before we get into the competition's next turn, I need to change my battery. For the competition's next turn, they are going out to Titan, which is all the way up here in Saturn. So they've got a team there now. I'm going to take I'm going to play an intercept to take another turn after this one, yes. So I get to take 2 turns in a row, essentially. So for my first turn, I'm going to take a fully shielded build because of the shield factory in Europa. So I'm going to build... What base am I going to build there? I need something that has water. Or something that gives me water. The industrial isn't that useful because of the... The industrial isn't that useful because we're building our last base in the region. I think here we grab the... I think here, what do we build? We don't need a shield factory. Io has a gravity penalty, so we can't build a spaceport there. We might be starting to look at moving further forward. So what base... So we can build... we can build an industrial base there, which, like I said, is useless. A refinery, a research base. What the? I thought I just changed my battery. How is that even lower? A secure base. We don't really need the secure base, I don't think. Now, for each base belonging in this region, belonging to an opponent. So we don't need that. We don't need another shield factory there. In fact, I'd want to build another shield factory further forward as I move into it. So I think we just build a research base there. So we're just going to build a research base there, which will let me take a card from the offers. Here, what do I want? I don't think I necessarily want anything. Well, we'll take the sabotage, I guess, because why not? Then replacing that in offer 3 will be analytic excavators, produce 2 or revelation 1. And then we get a second move, we get a second turn. So I'm going to, actually, we also get to bump the competition team off, and we get the bases in, we get the 3 bases in 1 region. So that gives us a total of 5 profit. 1, 2, 5, bringing us up to 19. Let's see, so that card is gone. And now I want to take the... Now I think I want to take a move action and start moving further forward. If it starts in the region, it's shielded, right? You choose to have a move action originating from this region. Okay, so the shield factory means I can take a move action that's shielded. Well, I would be able to take that with the closed gas core nuclear drive anyway. But the question is, how much move or do I think it's an even better plan, potentially? You know, I think a better plan is actually going to be to upgrade my solid nuclear drive to survey drones to give me a move 4 or explore 2. We'll get that strengthening there. Then for the competition's next turn, they are going to Oberon or Titania. They can get to Oberon, which is all the way out by Uranus. Then looking at my next turn, what am I doing here? We just upgraded the survey drones. Do we have a non-start card that we can upgrade as infra? We do. Which I think we will do that. We'll upgrade the closed gas core nuclear drive to a non-start version. I know it's very nitpicky, but it does give us contract 6. So the competition team moves there, and we'll get another 2 profit from that. So now we're at 21 profit. Then the competition's next turn. Come on. Is going to be to go to Io, which they can't do because I've already got a base there. So their next team, or their next action to try, is going to Titania or Umbriel. They can go to Titania, which is all the way out here by Uranus. Okay. Now I want to start moving a little bit further forward. I definitely would like to find some more genetics cards so I can try to get radiation resistant. I'm going to take a shielded move, going to... Let's send a team from Callisto, which we can take shielded because of the closed gas core nuclear drive. We're going to move up to... Yeah, we're going to move up to Dione. I want to start moving a little bit further forward there. We had more than enough move in the infra, and it was shielded because we could use the the closed gas core nuclear drive. Plus, the move from Jupiter region was shielded anyway. Next card for the audit for the competition is taking adaptation on radiation resistant and offers 3 and 4, and they're looking for research. So they get rid of radiation resistant because they've removed 2 others. And then they remove offers 3 and 4, looking for research, which there's nothing there. Replacing offer 3 is poach, which we have to discard half the cards in hand rounded down. We'll do that in a second. And antimatter patent. Either build 5 or gain 2 profit. Looking at my hand, I will discard the closed gas core nuclear booster and the science booster. Neither one is particularly effective for me, so those can both go away. I'm actually going to take a bit of a break so I can let my batteries recharge. Alright, we're coming back to the competition's turn. Actually, are we? No, I think we're coming back to my turn. Wait, no, I think we are coming back to the competition's turn. So we'll draw the next card. Moving up to Callisto, which is... got one of my bases on it, so never mind. Competition is instead Ariel or Titania. They can get to Ariel, which is all the way up here, out in Uranus. Okay, I'm going to take an Explorer on Dione. So here I'll find an alien artifact, which gives me 2 profit and 1 revelation. So now I'm at 23 profit. Then looking at the competition's next turn, they are removing the energy efficient card, which is a good thing I grabbed that already, and offers 2 and 4, looking for any edges. So they remove energy efficient, which doesn't really matter to me because I've got that already, and offers 2 and 4. No edges there, so they don't get profit for that. Replacing offer 2 will be a hack, which discard all research cards from my hand, and the... oh, I forgot to actually... no, I didn't. So I don't have any research cards in hand, which that one goes as well. So replacing that again will be a 0G factory, build 4 or produce 1. And Genome Accelerator, research 2 or genetics 1, which my first order of business is going to be to grab that card. So I grab that, and I'm going to pick up... I'm going to draw a card from the deck. So I will draw Clone Forge, produce 1 or genetics 1. And then replacing offer 4 will be a deep space probe. To either explore 3 or place a discovery tile in an empty site and gain any immediate rewards. Okay, looking at the... that's a build of 5. Looking at the competition, they are going to Titania or Ariel. They can build a base on Titania. Actually, they get the Explorer first, so they will find Exomicrobes, 2 profit. The genetics 1 doesn't matter for them because they don't have a progress wheel. But the base will matter for them. Potentially, they are putting out a refinery, which I don't think is a matching base for them. No, it's not. So that base is out there. As for me, I think we are going to genetics 2 to advance on the progress wheel. And then as another adaptation, I will take radiation resistance. So now I don't have to worry about getting a hold of shielded build anymore. And then I only have 2 cards in hand, so I will draw up. I will find An antimatter prototype. Either build 5 or relocate one of my teams currently at the inner solar system to any site. Not that that's really mattering here. Competition's next turn is going to Ceres. They have a base there already, so nothing needed there. Next card. Rhea, they can get there. So I'll put a team there. Then for my turn, so my build and shield are now... So my build and move are now completely shielded, so I don't have to worry about that. Build of 5 is what I need there. And I can put down a... I can use a build to build... I'll use a build 5 to build an attraction, which will give me to build an attraction base there. Actually, no, I think a better idea is going to be to build a spaceport there because it's got no gravity penalty there. So I'll put a spaceport down. And then I can pull my other team forward using the spaceport because that allows team transport. So I can basically move a team there. That didn't perform an action if at least one of those bases is a spaceport. So yep, I can transport a team up to Dione. That spaceport base. And the spaceport also gives me another benefit where I can double the value card of any one move card played or any one move infra card used if all moving teams begin at a spaceport. So drawing my next card is Mobile Labs, Research 2 or Explore 2. As for the competition's next turn, they are trying to get to Charon, which is up here by Pluto. Okay. Well, since my move is all shielded, what would be the next contract I'm working on? Bases in 3 regions beyond Jupiter, which I've got 1 at Saturn, so I'm going to move to... I'm going to move up to Umbriel, and I'll double one of my 4s. Not that it really matters, because I've got 8, 12, 14. I've got more than enough to get up to Umbriel. Then the competition's next turn is going to be to go to Triton, which is up here at Neptune. Right. So that goes there. And actually anything that's got a base on it for a competition team should be back here. Then for my next turn, I'm actually going to explore at Triton because I've got more than enough explore in my HQ to do that. I get exotic elements, which is 2 profit and which is 2 profit and production 1. So 2 profit, production 1. It's a build cost of 10. I've got 3 there, and I've got another 5 in hand. Let's see what I can find here. Another 4. Spaceport could let me get there, right? No, it's team transport to or from. At least one of those bases is a spaceport. So I will pull the team from Dione. Actually, wait. No, never mind. I don't have that. That's a competition team. I'm dumb. So I don't have that profit. Actually, I could put that down on Umbriel, so I will put that base there. So I will still have that base. For some reason, I apparently had trouble telling green and purple apart. Because apparently I'm not with it with color today, and I already drew. But I think that's a much cheaper place to build. That's a 7 to build at. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull the other team forward. Next up for the competition, they're trying to get to Hygeia or Vesta, which Hygeia's got a competition team there, so they can put a tile, a discovery tile, and a base down there. The discovery tile is another exotic elements. 1 profit and a production of 1. They're at 19. We'll put a base down for them. It's a come on. It's a biolab, which is almost certainly not a matching base for them. No, they need life for a biolab. Alright, before I take my next turn, I need to change my battery. Hopefully this will be enough charge to finish. Anyway, we're going to use a build 7, and it's all shielded because of radiation resistant, to build a base there, and I want to build, that's a production. Let's build what do we want to build there? That'll be my second base in a region beyond Jupiter. I may be heading for Pluto next. That's not a gravity penalty, so I think we're going to build a spaceport there. Yes, we're going to build a spaceport there. And then we'll use one of the teams to move up to Pluto, because we can allow space transport from the site. And then I have 3 cards in hand, so I will draw. Extruders. Build 3 or shielded build 2, which I don't... Actually, that helps me out, because it gives me more build, which is always a good... Which is always a good thing. Let's actually remember to put the card in the right place, Phoenix. Next competition card is trying to get to Dione, except I've got a spaceport there already, so they can't do anything there. Trying to get to Pluto, which they can get to, because I haven't built a base there yet. But that will be my next order of business. I'll take it and explore there. So here we will find... Ooh, exotic elements and a natural wonder. So we get 3 profit and a production of 0, so we could potentially add to that. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 4 cards in hand, so I will draw. Micromesh, explore 2 or build 3. Competition's next turn is going to be... Waiting for the card to focus. There we are. Titan, which they can build a base there. So first they get an E3 discovery they will find. Critical mission delay. Lose 2 profit, discard this tile, and draw another one. So they lose 2 profit, which is actually welcome for us. And then another E2 they find. Abundant ores, which would be a production 1 and base -3. Then the base they put down there. Is a refinery. Is that a matching base for the... Has a P... Yes, it is a matching number for them, so they gain 1 profit back. Okay, looking at my turn, I'm 1 short of being able to build a base on Pluto, so I can't do anything there. What I can do, though, is I can send the team on Umbriel over to... actually, better idea. Do I just go for research? I think I do. I think we'll go for a research 4. Wait, hold on. Let me math this. Because I forgot I've got energy efficient, which gives me build 3. 8. I think I actually do have enough to build there, because apparently I can't do first grade math today. So 8, it's going to be way overkill, but I will be able to build a base on Pluto. So what kind of base do I want to build there? I'm going to build a research base up at Pluto, which will give me a card from the offers. I'll take the 0G factory. All of these are gone. And then replacing offer 2 will be a Quantum Leap, which is good for either Research 2 or Revelation 1. And then since I only have 3 cards in hand, I will get to draw, so I will draw. Nuclear Mass Driver, move 5 or build 3. That also gives me 3 bases in regions beyond Jupiter, right? Saturn, Uranus, Pluto. Yep. So I get the value of both contracts there, so I get another 5 profit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got a base beyond Uranus. I may try to double back and build a base on Triton, but let's see what happens with the competition here. They are going to the highest even site, which Charon looks to be the... No, Triton is actually the highest even... Actually, I just realized that the competition has the 4 asteroid bases, which gives them a total of 5 profit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are there any contracts that I missed? 2 bases beyond Uranus. Okay. So they do have... So it looks like Triton is the highest numbered even site. It is. So an E2 for them is going to be Exotic Elements, which will give them 2 profit, but it also build them a base. Let's see what kind of base they put down. They put down an Industrial, which I think is a matching base for them. Industrial is a matching base for them, so they place a competition team at an unoccupied site in the same region, but there isn't one there, so the competition will gain a profit instead. So the competition goes up to 26 profit. We're currently at 33. And I think I will indeed take a move action and move over to Charon. We're going to need to build 12 there, though, which I now am too short of that. But we'll see what happens here. I do need to draw a card since I have 4 in hand. I will draw an open gas core nuclear drive, which is just a straight move 6. Let's see, then for team transport, actually that technically would be last step, so moving team transport to or from this site. One of your bases to another of your bases, if at least one of those is a spaceport, but we're going to leave the team on Umbriel there. Then looking for the competition, they are going to Dione, which they can't do because I've got a spaceport there. So they draw this card instead. Offers 1, 2, and 4 are getting removed. So 1, 2, 4. We're not quite to the end of the era yet, but we are getting close. Replacing offer 1 as Analytic Excavators, produce 2 or Revelation 1. Next up is another open gas core nuclear drive. We would care about that. We would probably look into taking that if we were going into Starfarers, but we're not. And fusion drive, move 8 or explore 3. For my turn, I am going to take an Explore 2 on Charon. Because I've got, I've got plenty of Explore in my HQ. And we find water and abundant ores. 1 profit, profit 2, base minus 1. So I get a profit. Base for me costs 1 less, which is now going to be an 11. I'm still 1 short on that. And then we'll draw. Actually, do I have the cards in hand which will let me draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do not. Okay. And the competition's next turn is going to be trying to get to Rhea, which they can build a base there. So they get the discovery tile first, they find. Water and exomicrobes, 2 profit, production 1, genetics 1, and base +2. So they get the 2 profit from that, and they build a base. That is a biolab, and I'd be amazed if that's not a matching base for them. Yep, the competition will gain another 2 profit. So that goes on Rhea, and 2 profit for the competition, bringing them up to 30. I'm at 34. For my next turn, I think we're going to go with a research, actually it's going to be a research 4. So I'm going to take the analytic excavators, and I think the era is going to end here. Yep, the era is going to end. So I believe one more turn. So when the era deck is empty, I take one more turn without an intervening competition turn, so I will get one more turn out of this. First card up. Fusion Drive. Next up, another Fusion Drive and extruders. And actually, I think let me just double check something, but I don't think they are in contracts the same way. I've been assuming they do, along with the competition team. Uses the same... Okay, so yeah. They do use the same criteria to claim contracts. Alright, replacing offer 1 is going to be produce 1 or when a contract is fulfilled. If it was your contract, gain 2 profit. If it was an opponent's, gain 1. So now we take one more turn without the intervening turn, and who got the... I imagine the competition got the progress cards first. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, the question now is, I don't think we got enough... We didn't... Oh yeah, we did get enough build to be able to build a base on Charon. So that's a cost of 12. I've got 3, 7... Actually, it's a -1, so 7... Looks like I need both of these. 10, 13. And with water there... let's see, what can we build there? Can't build a biolab. We could build an exploiter there, I think, yes. We could build an industrial there, but I don't think that does much for us. I'd like to do something that gives me profit ideally, but actually this is just going to give me profit as it is, because we will have 2 bases beyond Uranus. I'm going to take the shield factory. I'm going to build another shield factory there. And the reason that's going to give me more profit is because I will fulfill the 2 bases beyond Uranus to give me another 3 profit to 3. And then since the draw pile for the Planeteers deck is empty, the era would be over, but the game is actually going to be over because I'm only playing through the 2 eras. So it's easy enough to tally the profit up. I actually will win this game because of 37 profit to the competition's 33. So that will do it for this playthrough of SpaceCorp 2025 to 2300. Still busy on the channel, even without the 1991 baseball season replay that wrapped last week. Wednesday we're playing Terraforming Mars, the dice game. Saturday, we're making the last recipe out of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Blackspire Outpost cookbook with the dessert Zoochberry Surprise. And next week, we're playing Gaia Project. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.